Hi, this is Marie Wheeler with Treasures Upcycle Art, Marie Wheeler Art. I decided this morning that I was going to paint a cardinal and I would record it so you can see the steps I do. During the Christmas season, I painted some cardinals that had a back ground color on. This one has a yellow ochre. And what I do is I use my gloss glazing medium. I have my 1-inch brush. I'll use it throughout the whole painting. And I take transparent colors, which Elixir Crimson is one of them, and Ultramarine Blue. And I'm just going to lightly sketch in the design of, or the shape of the bird that I want. I was just going to do a similar one. Mainly use this as practice for myself, and also so you can see the layering I do with the transparent colors. So I'm just lightly just sketching in with the tip of the 1-inch brush, and sketching in the bird and the branches for it. On the bird that's already done, I did more colors with blues. I didn't actually look at my color wheel. I did use harmonious colors on it, but this one I decided to look at my color wheel, look at what is the complementary color of yellow, which is purples and reds. So it has that red bird that we're going to have, but the flowers, instead of being really pinky, I will be doing more on a purple shade, a violet shade. And then when I do go back and I do my painting my negative space in and shaping my bird and my leaves, I'm still going to stick with the complementing colors of purple and red, and I'll be yellow and green, very light green as my layers for my background colors. So I'm taking the branches and just using, like I said, the transparent colors of the branch, and then I will fill in, let's see, what am I doing? I will eventually fill in the beak and all that. So I'm making a green color. I'm probably just going to add a touch of black just to deepen it, to make it more of a dark olive. And I will lightly loosely lay in the under painting of leaves scattered all the way around. These are just suggestions, so they may look a little perfect now, but they're not going to when I'm done. So I will make layers of transparent colors on the bird. This won't be as bold looking as the bird with the light blue background, because like I said, it doesn't have the black background, so you're not going to see the shape as standing out as much. So I'm putting a second layer of the branches on and the leaves, and I don't try to be perfect on it. I want layers of different colors popping through, be very whimsical looking. And the brush that I'm using, like I said, is a 1-inch brush. When I did the other painting, I used a long handle, smaller brush, and even for the leaves and the flowers, I think I use a rounded and a filbert brush. So I used probably 3 different brushes on that other painting. And so I'm putting in with the corner some orange and some not oxide, but ochre to do the base of the beak. And the little mask, I'm just bringing it in and framing the beak. So when I do my birds, I don't care if they're individual feathers. And I'll add some, when I add some blue and red, I'll make a little purple that might show through on the bird. And all these are transparent. And as I said in my other videos, I'm very light-handed, so that I can use just the tip of my brush laying it down. And I'm going to go back and add some brighter. That's brighter than I wanted to. I didn't want it to go that value so quickly, so I tone it down with the gray. And I'm going to go back, and I'm not exactly on the same leaf, but I'm just brushing them down. And this is also going to be, once I put the flowers in, I go back again, and then I do the negative painting and bring in the background. It's going to shape, make them more whimsical looking. So you're not going to see all these jaggedy edges of the leaves. I did a dark color. It doesn't look like it, but it's almost a violet that I'm just popping in suggestions of the under darkness of flowers. And then on top, I'm going to lighten it up, and you're going to see the lighter and lighter. Anytime you have a dark behind the light, it makes it pop better. And you notice too, I don't stay on one thing all the time. I'm not finishing up the bird, or I'm not finishing up the branches. I skip around and go back and forth. So I've taken some of the dark that I had with some gray, and I'm drawing in the branches again, just skipping around it. So some of the other can show through. I'm okay with that. I'm lightening it up some more. I decided I was going to use a lot of gray on it, and maybe have some brown show through. Once this painting is all done, it doesn't show on here, but I will paint the border around the sides in black. I let it dry first, and I take my brush and use the sharp end of it, and I trim it in gold. And at Christmas time, these can be you can use them anytime actually, but Christmas time you can hang them on your tree, or you can keep it out all year long. There's stands that you can get at different stores like Michael's, and stand them up and display it like on a tablescape design of your farmhouse. So I'm adding some more of the flower in and bringing it lighter. I'm just skipping around. I don't cover up the leaves a lot. I don't cover up the darker purple that I did. And at this stage too, sometimes I just use the color directly. I mean, I mix it up, but I don't add the glazing medium. I'm adding more of a top coat. So I'm mixing up some to add dimension to the bird. So I've used some old, either red, or I believe that might have been the light red. It has an orange tint to it. Like primary red with the orange tint. I'm going to go back, and I'm going to add some of the deep elixir crimson back in. I washed it out too much. There we go. Pretty soon I'm going to shape everything. I'm going to clean my brush off and shape everything and do the background. Not that I'm done, is because I want to be able to shape it, and I'll see what it'll pop it out, what I'll need to add more to it. I'm going to add the face back in of the black. I washed it out when I did the color. The reason why I use a bigger brush, I like the more loose, whimsical look. Add some orange to the breast. I try not to clean my brush off in water unless I'm changing colors. My brush, I would squeeze it out. I don't want a lot of water in this. So what I think I'm going to do right now is do the background. I mix. I always, when I do the background, I add some of the glazing medium because I want it thinner. And when I usually do the background, I'll do different layers. See, this is kind of gray, so that may be how it started out, but it's not going to stay that way. I'm going to add some more color to it. And it's picking up some of that red. It doesn't bother me. Kind of blend it in. Very light touch when I do this. I'm shaping the bird. I may have to go back and if I lose the shape, shape it back again. But I'm just cutting in among it. I'm okay with the yellow ochre background showing through. Shaping in the leaves. And then what I'll probably do is this gray that I have, I'll add some, I believe, yellow to it, and so I can have another layer on top and have the yellow show through. So I'll have layers of background colors. And what helps is when using the glazing medium, it's easier to have layers because it's not opaque. Otherwise, it'll cover each other. If you put opaque on top of opaque, it'll cover it. Let's see, it made the bird pop better. I picked up a little blue. And there's the yellow in the glazing medium. Let's see, now it will, I'm not covering it everywhere. I'm just making strokes. So remember I said the opposite colors, yellow and red and purple. Yellow is the opposite of it. So it's not thick opaque, it's just little suggestions of it. Strokes loosely back and forth. And a close-up of this, see, it accidentally picked up that red. I left it. It wasn't so bright and bold, so yeah, I'm okay with it. Having another color popping through. I don't know if anybody's ever painted with a bigger brush that's bigger than what your canvas is, but it's, I don't know, it's more freeing to me than being precise. I'm going back in and I'm fixing some of them that I covered up. I'm going to put, the background's wet right now, so I'm putting suggested leaves back in again, and it's going to make it softer. See, you don't see such fine leaves anymore. So I kind of see how it's making it more painterly. I think I accidentally hit the bird beak. I might have to fix that. When I do the feet, the little claws, I'm gonna add some. Yeah, when I do the feet, I like using the tip of this, but you can use a just a little fine liner brush. They didn't turn out like I wanted. I didn't have enough black and enough white, so I wasn't picking up. So whatever the feet turned out here, I redid them when I turned off the camera. I wiped it off and redid them. Yeah, just a little bit of color up there. Reshaping it. A light touch. Just make some little wily strands of the bird feathers and give it a little more shape. There you go, Marie. Don't touch it. All right, just add a little a little highlight underneath there so it'll stand out a little bit. Add a little highlight throughout. I want this one brighter than the other one, so I'm just barely adding a little highlights on it. Looking at it, seeing what I need to do. The eye, of course. And the eye, the way I do the eye is the eye's right above in the little corner there. You pick up a little black and then add white on top of it. But anyway, this is where I do the feet, the little claws, and I was struggling. So you can watch, but I do it 3 little parts of the claw. Then I go gray on top and then white on top. And usually I can move it really quick, but I should have got some more paint. You know, a lot of times when I paint a piece, I'll set it aside and come back, as long as I don't care if it's dry, and fix it a little bit because sometimes you can be looking at it and you don't see it. I think I like the light colors. It feels like spring. We got rain again here in Georgia. Yep. So it's a layer of black, gray, and just a tad of white for a highlight so you can see the knuckle. Also, when I'm all done, I put a little hook on the very top of it so it could be hung up. These are the 4x4 canvases, and then it has a ribbon. I like this ribbon because it's more of a like a almost canvas type ribbon and not real silky. Sometimes when something's not working, you need to just stop doing it. That's what I should have done. And went back with it later. So the eye, like I said, it's a dot of white and a dot of black on top. Before I put the black on, I let my paint, my picture dry a little bit before I do the sides. I have smeared it onto my paint before the black, and then I've made a mess. So I always let it dry first. I'm putting little dots on it now. I just did some yellow, so yellow would complement the purple. It looks more white because it's not close up, but if you zoom in on it, you'll see the little purple flowers. And I don't blend my colors really hard. I'm okay with it having more than one color on a flower. So I'm going back to try to fix the feet again. So which one do you like better? Do you like the lighter one or the darker blue background? It looks a little more traditional, or the more spring? I think I'm liking the lighter one better. So I put a little dot on the white art. I just let it dry just a tad, because when you put it, it'll be a little clump. I just add a little bit of, on the crown, a little bit of the mixture of the orange and the red, primary red, which is a light primary red that has a orange color to it. And gave it a little glow on the little glow on the beak and a little glow on the chest of the bird. And a little glow on the feather tail. I believe this may be it. I'm not sure. Add a little bit of darkness there. Sometimes the hardest part of painting is overworking something, and that's what I'm learning. You need to stop, Marie, when you're done. So I'm looking at it, see if I'm happy with it, and then I'm going to show you what it looks like if I can find the camera. And there you go. So I'm very happy you joined me. I hope you learned. Thank you. Bye-bye.